Hey everyone, Tuesday marks a red letter day. The first one of what will be two red letter days in the history of sports in Oakland. It's the first time since 1987 for me personally when I was hired by the city of Oakland to be an intern when I was fresh out of the Berkeley Planning School, and then after that, consultant to the Oakland Redevelopment Agency after serving as an intern, and then on the Alameda Base Reuse Committee, and then as a columnist for the Montclarion covering the Raiders and Oakland economic development issues, and then as going on from there, economic advisor to Oakland Mayor Elihu Harris, then head of the Oakland Super Bowl 39 bidding committee, executive director of the Oakland-Alameda County Sports Commission, which I created from scratch, starting Oakland's first blog, YouTube channel, and now being a friendly advisor to the current mayor of Oakland, Libby Schaaf, and media critic and friend to Oakland officials. Have I ever seen one document that pointed the way toward a new stadium for the Oakland Raiders, not to mention a new direction for sports facilities in Oakland? Never seen it. The letter of intent that was signed by the Alameda County Tuesday night, Board of Supervisors, and is expected to be signed by the Oakland City Council next week, is that document. If you're not a fan of sports in Oakland, you might not like it. But if you are a fan of sports in Oakland and you're not excited by this, you're not human. You're plainly not human. And I'll explain why. First of all, the letter of intent was an idea that was smartly installed by Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf. She insisted on it, and for very good reason. Because in the recent past, for example, the Forest City, then Floyd Gephardt, the Coliseum City Plan, we were stuck in E&As. And so if another developer that was financially well-heeled, had a great approach, wanted to get involved as, say, a sub-developer or a team player of some kind, because of the way the E&A was structured, let alone the fact that the E&A existed, the exclusive negotiating agreement, no one could talk to that person. If someone had a great idea, for example, for a type of financing plan like I did, they couldn't talk to me officially because of the E&A. Well, this letter of intent gets rid of all that, but it very intelligently is structured to leave a Lott Group in appropriate control as master developer, and then be able to incorporate other developers under its wing to develop the 120 acres of land that is the Coliseum. Get this as well. Even though the major focus is for a football stadium, an open-air football stadium for the Raiders, it also allows for the letter of intent, the Ronnie Lott Group, to come up with design concepts for the A's and for the Golden State Warriors on the same Coliseum land. That's right, 3 facilities for our sports team's future. That's right. It's right there in black and white. And then, on top of all that, it allows for enough time and enough cooperation to lead to a more focused and concentrated eventual exclusive negotiating agreement. Because in the past, if you think about it, if you're familiar with this process at all, the Forest City Gephardt exclusive negotiating agreements really were the letter of intent, okay? Because they hadn't received the proper financing, they didn't have all their ducks in a row, and yet we had this exclusive negotiating agreement. And so people were saying, why do they have an E&A? That's gone. We all know that the Ronnie Lott Group has several banks involved and a number of heavy hitter investors and planners. So that bad history is just that. It's history. This is a new day, a brand new day. And the other fascinating aspect about this is that it calls for the developer, the Ronnie Lott Group, the Oakland City Pro Football Group LLC, to achieve approvals from both the city and the county if it wants to make alterations in what it's coming up with, and calls for a plan of effective and constant communication between the three organizations. What I find interesting, however, is that the Oakland-Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority is not mentioned anywhere in any of the documents. And so it brings to question what the role of the JPA will be, and particularly its executive director, Scott McKibben, who the County Board of Supervisors and Oakland City Council members agree has done an outstanding job with the Coliseum. However, there have been what I would call jurisdictional problems where the mayor would say, hey, you run the Coliseum and you stay in your lane. But the Raiders are on record, at least in terms of the conversations that I've been involved in, as saying we want Scott McKibben at the table. Now, I haven't talked to Scott about why the letter of intent is structured the way that it is at all. This is me reading the letter of intent and understanding the city and the county as I do, and having a long history as I do, and noticing this. I know that the document consolidates power really where it does belong, in the mayor's office, but the mayor also needs the person the Raiders want to work with the most, Scott McKibben, right there at the table. And so Libby should bring in Scott. And I said this in writing, I'll say this verbally, Libby must work to curb her occasional tendency to control who gets involved in something. We need all hands on deck, because this is going to turn out to be Oakland's finest hour and Mayor Libby Schaaf's finest hour, and I don't want her to blow it. This is incredible. Forget Los Angeles, forget Las Vegas. This is the beginning of the construction of that giant middle finger that Oakland gives to the many sports naysayers that thought 6 years ago we weren't going to have anyone but one team by 2018, let alone any organizations. No. This is a primal scream. And it really will be that primal scream, and the Oakland City Council signs off on it, that Oakland will get this done, intends to get this done, and will get this done. I promise you that. So you should be very excited tonight. I am. I'm ecstatic. Stay tuned. And Mark Davis, please fall in line. This is what you wanted. You got it. Cooperation between the city and the county is one, and a direction forward. All centered around the Oakland Raiders. But also I have to mention this before I close. Provisions for Major League Soccer. Hey, so Mark, bring in David Beckham. You did it in Vegas? Hey, bring him here. FIFA, NCAA football, bowl games. Hey, national championship. Why not? Bring them all to Oakland. We'll get it done. We deserve it because we will get it done.